The Waddington International Airshow in Lincolnshire was one of the country's biggest until it was scrapped because of runway repairs and security concerns. Well, in the last hour, its successor was firmed up. The RAF charities say the first Scampton Airshow will take place in September next year, 2017. Caroline Bilton is at Scampton at the moment. Now, at one point, it wasn't certain that there would be another airshow in Lincolnshire. What details have been released on this one today?
Well, it's fair to say, Peter, not an awful lot has been given away tonight. What I can tell you, though, is it will be taking place here on the RAF Scampton base, not on the adjacent Lincolnshire Showground, as has been suggested. And it is taking place on the 9th and the 10th of September 2017. Now, it's got some big shoes to fill. The Waddington Airshow, of course, attracted over 100,000 people every year. It brought in £12 million to the local economy, and it was a highlight of the summer calendar. Well, it's now going to be moved to the autumn, and I've been told to not expect Waddington. It's going to be modest and different.
In year one, it will not be the size of Waddington. I think to try and be bigger, better, is wrong. What we need to be is different, and we will have a good air show. We'll have to start relatively modest, and we'll then build over the years. And we have a commitment to be here at least 3 years.
Well, exciting news. Did they give you any idea of what we can expect to see?
Well, again, Peter, there'll be aviation enthusiasts who will be left wanting more tonight. They've been starved of their air show for the last 2 years. What I can tell you, though, is they are working with the organisers of the Waddington Air Show to get this event underway. More details of what you can expect to see will be announced when tickets go on sale in December. This is what they would tell me so far.
It's going to be a little bit like Glastonbury. We'll announce the date and then the acts get announced in due course. We're at the home of the Red Arrows. You can see the aircraft behind me. I'm ever so hopeful that they'll be here, but there will be other aircraft from around the world also joining in.
Well, talks will now begin with all the relevant parties, the police, the local authorities, local communities, of course. In fact, there's an event going on here at the base behind me tonight to get things moving. The main thing is that aviation enthusiasts here in Lincolnshire will finally get their airshow back in 2017.
Caroline, thank you very much indeed. Well, earlier I spoke to the aviation analyst Sean Maffett and asked him whether after the Shoreham air disaster, where 11 people died, if he thought that air displays were a thing of the past.
Well, I hope not. That could still happen, but I don't really expect so. However, Shoreham was such an enormous event. It has radically changed how air shows are working and are going to work in the future. And in fact, air shows are closing down as we speak. So it's pretty good news that somebody is prepared to take on a new air show for the future, even if it is, 18 months away.
The headache is going to be for displays becoming tame. I suppose that's the worry, isn't it? I mean, this is not going to be a Waddington, it's going to be a lot smaller, but people don't want tame air displays, and that is the worry now, isn't it? I
don't know. The art of displaying aeroplanes is to make it look exciting while keeping it safe. People have been doing that for years. Until Shoreham, we had an enormously good safety record for air shows in this country, and I don't think anybody suggested that they were tame then, but they were safe. Now, sure, that's not to lessen in any way the huge impact that Shoreham had and how horrible it was. But I don't think that air shows, I don't think you'll notice an awful lot of difference, to be quite honest.
So given the costs involved, and that's the other worry at the moment, this is great news tonight, isn't it, for Scampton next year?
I think it is, yes. I think it's very good news. I mean, Scampton is a very historic old aerodrome dating back to the First World War, and then of course it had great history in the Second World War, and then again with the V-Force being based there, and of course it now has the Red Arrows stationed there. So yes, it's very good news. It's a good place, I believe, to have an air show, and I'm delighted for Lincolnshire that they've got an air show back.
Great news. Sean, very good to have you on the programme tonight. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Pleasure.